everyone. Okay, this morning I hope to share my experience of working in collaboration with the Irish Bishops Drug Initiative in a third level setting. As John said, I work in DKIT. I'm actually a lecturer in culinary arts there, and again we have a multidisciplinary working group that is working towards our health initiative, which is Fit for Life. So I'm going to speak about Fit for Life and then looking again at how we work in partnership with other agencies. And as I was asked, if there are other chaplains here or other colleges or schools as to how they could take our model and maybe try and apply it within their own setting. So first things first then, what is Fit for Life? Fit for Life is an annual health promotion programme to encourage the DKIT community, and that's both staff and students, to get active, get involved and live life. The aim then is to create an imaginative and fun awareness campaign on topical issues which are significant to balancing both work and play. So some of the activities that we have had have centred around the following: health awareness, alcohol awareness, fitness, positive mental health, nutrition and responsible sexual behaviour. So we have the advert for this year's activities. We just started back a new semester on Monday, and we've started with a bang because we've just started with the promotion this semester already. You can see there that it's running for a month. The programme itself, Fit for Life, I suppose we've become victims of our success. Initially we started off maybe about 8 years ago, and everything was crammed into 1 week. And while there was a great buzz about the college, for the likes of those involved, I was knackered because I still had to teach. And you were still running around setting up displays, making sure guest speakers were, sort of looked after, etc. And as well as that, I think it was nearly too much too soon, because there was some things that were missed during the week of activities as well. So we looked at different ways as to how we could evolve, and again that happened whereby we maybe had a 3-week programme or a 4-week programme. One year we ran sort of the whole length of Lent, whereby we started on an Ash Wednesday. So again, it's just looking at different ways. The longer way probably works, because again, you can drip feed your information. If you're trying to get in agencies or guest speakers or whatever like that, you have a range of dates to offer them. If you just have the 1 week in the year and you're looking for somebody really special, well, you're sunk if they can't do it. So if you're able to give them sort of a range of dates, hopefully you can get them. And as I say, that will add to it. So that's this year's activities, and as I said, we've already started. So with every good initiative, we need a launch. And our launch within the college is quite public. We have sort of a public launch outside our main canteen area, and you can see that plenty of balloons, t-shirts. Everybody wants to wear the Fit for Life t-shirt, but you only get one if you're actively involved. So again, we would have the college president maybe launch it. In past times as well, we have prominent people as well, but sometimes the students just really want to get going. So this is our launch, and again, over the sort of skies of Dundalk, people are wondering what's going on here. But we know it's the start of Fit for Life, and again, college colours or whatever. I want to talk about one of the initiatives. We said we looked at alcohol. And again, within a college community, you can imagine, there's very much drink is nearly more important than classes. And I'm finding as a teacher that there's a new phenomenon called Fridayitis, whereby they go out partying on a Thursday night and really can't make it for class on a Friday. So there's a whole sort of, I suppose, growth of sort of alcohol, and most students, well, some students are there just simply for the drink. So what we did one year was we decided to sort of, well, our main focus for this year will actually be on alcohol. And we got sort of, I suppose, ideas from something that RTE were actually running at the time, but we sort of involved our own and we called it Sober and Crazy. You can see there at the bottom, students don't do sober, but if they did, they would be the best sober in the world. Again, taking sort of a turn of phrase from a certain drink company. You can see here we had 4 individuals, they had t-shirts on with their names on the back, and basically what these students were, they were high profile students. High profile in being that one of them was the president of the GAA Society. Another student was well known for his drinking prowess. And again, the ladies were involved in various clubs and societies. So there were well-known figures about the Institute. And basically, we gave them a challenge to stay off alcohol for 3 weeks, which might seem all right for us, but for a student, that could be major panic setting in. As well as that, in that particular time frame, you can see at the bottom, there was Rag Week. Now, in the 3rd level, people are laughing because they know what Rag Week means. But in a 3rd level context, it's basically a drinking week. You know, we actually have on the Wednesday a mock wedding. And you should see the bus loads that are sort of leaving the premises. And it's basically how much alcohol can you consume in that particular week. So what we tried to do was create a balance, you know, just to sort of say you can still enjoy yourself without getting completely drunk. So what they had to do, as I said, was to be alcohol free for 3 weeks, including the famous Rag Week. They were daily breathalyzed. One of the college nurses took alcohol samples each morning just to make sure that they were still on the wagon. The local nightclub and even the college bar sponsored soft drinks for them. And as well as that, just to add to the pain, they had weekly challenges, one of which was to row across the Irish Sea. We had a backdrop of waves behind them, and they took up that physical challenge. The other one, which was painful for me, which was Can't Cook, Won't Cook, where I had them in the demonstration kitchen, and it was just as the TV programme was. They also did a beer goggles challenge. I don't know if any of you have seen these beer goggles, but basically they're a bit like science goggles that you would have in a science room, but it gives you the impression that you're drunk. And we set up various challenges for them to do while they were wearing these goggles. Also, the other students got a chance to use them as well, just to let them see just how much their I suppose normality is challenged whenever they are under the influence. Students also could keep up with them because the Media Society regularly updated video diaries. So they had a full YouTube channel, and it was sort of key news to go in and see, well, how is Killian getting on, or how's Niamh getting on, and they had their followers. So as I said, that was the Sober and Crazy. We can see here then that, again, with partnership with one of them, we had the guards in, and one of the local community Gardaí took part in the beer goggle challenge himself. Also, because we are a commuter college, we tried to focus even on the influence of alcohol and maybe driving. So again, set up outside near the main canteen, we had crashed cars just to let them see the impact of what drink driving could be. But I think the following photograph is probably more startling. Again, it's down on the display boards. This was created just on a grassy area near the canteen. And in that particular year, this was the 2010 programme, there was 279 people killed in County Louth alone, in the catchment area of Louth, Meath, Monaghan, etc., that had died on road accidents. And what we had actually done was put crosses, and we had actually sort of rated the student bar and put glass bottles and actually odd shoes, just so that it could sort of mean a life was lost again due to those that were killed on the roads. And let me tell you, that was actually quite startling, because people did stop. They were wondering initially what was it, because they could see it up, but we didn't have the sign up at that stage, and it did cause, well, what are they on about? So again, your visuals are important, you know, in creating a message. So celebrating success then. There was a huge buzz amongst the college. Everybody was on board. Lecturers were on board as well. Students were on board. And it was that sense of we're doing something and people are, I suppose, being informed about it. At the end of their challenge, the sober and crazy participants were paraded in at our annual Sports and Societies Awards. This is an award that we have each year that individuals involved in extracurricular activity are basically celebrated or whatever. So they paraded into We Are the Champions, and they were sort of the champions or whatever at that time because they had survived alcohol free. At the award that year, they also won Best Event for the award, or for the awards that year, as it was the best event in the college. Further to that, each third level college can nominate individuals, events, societies or whatever to the BICS Awards, which is the Board of the Irish Colleges. This takes on board all third level colleges, both north and south, and I suppose celebrates extracurricular activity. Now the students involved had to produce a portfolio and they were also interviewed, so it's a 2-day process. We also had letters of recommendation from the Irish Bishops' Drug Initiative, and we thought, yes, we have it in the bag. Did we win? No. We lost by half a point to an Anne Summers party in a certain university which has clerical association, but we won't say anything more. But sorry, that came out completely wrong. Darren was patiently waiting to see, well, how did you get on, and I had to break the unfortunate news. And let me tell you, there was tears, the amount of effort and hard work that those students had put into it. But on reflection, they were asked, would you do it again? And they said, yeah. So the winning wasn't the issue there, it was the taking part. So as I said, even within a college situation, you know, you can celebrate success. I just want to speak then about how do you take it forward. Okay, I talk about collaboration, both in-house and then externally as well. As I said, I'm a member of staff, so within our working group we had members of staff from various disciplines, obviously the expertise, we have health and fitness, community sports leadership, the likes of myself teaches nutrition. So we had the expertise in-house that way as well. We also had engagement with Student Union. The Students' Union, while they're promoting Rag Week, still encouraged us in our endeavours. And again, the support there from Student Services. Student Services would include the health team, be it the doctor, nurse, the counsellors as well, also chaplaincy. And again, some of the things that we were running, the likes of the medical team and counsellors were there if in the event of. We also then had the help from the students. And where did you get this from? You would find that students that are actively involved in their society will do that for something else as well. So again, you know, we used their help in sort of pulling the thing together. External help then came from the Health Service Executive. You have to look outside as to who you can use. Again, we had it from the Garda, various guest speakers that came on board, and again from the Irish Bishops' Drug Initiative. So how did the Irish Bishops' Drug Initiative get into Dundalk, as they would say? Well, it was a personal invite from myself. As John said, I'm actually a parish youth leader in Newry Parish, and I experienced their work both in my own diocese, and again was at seminars that they'd given. And on the working group, you're trying to be creative and see, well, who else could we bring in? And it was myself that actually suggested, well, why don't we ask them in? And that's how the invitation then was extended. I will have to admit to say that I had concerns. I had concerns, be it from that it was a church-based agency. How would that sit within a college situation? And I have to say they were unfounded. I was lucky insofar as the Student Union president at the time was actually a past student of mine. And again, you didn't have that resistance there as well. So Darren, as I said, was involved, and they just got involved like everybody else. And again, the message was spread. The next thing that I would say would be subtle yet powerful. The first year that the Archbishop's Drug Initiative were involved wasn't in a public display, but what we had used was Darren had come up with a PowerPoint presentation that was a rolling presentation that was available on all of our big screens throughout the Institute. And considering that you've sort of 5,000 to 6,000 sort of students plus staff, these large screens available all across the various schools and public areas for the Fit for Life sort of week or focus on alcohol, that PowerPoint ran. And I remember Darren saying to me, we just had a cup of tea in the canteen, and he said, would you take a look at that? People were actually stopped in their tracks, you know, just following the PowerPoint. So it didn't have to be in your face. So again, the subtlety actually was quite powerful as well. So over the years, we've had further cooperation. The first being the launch of the national launch of the prayer book that you have in your pack. And the other one then is the Rate My Drinking assessment. This is hoped that this will go live on the IBDI website. And again, we used it last year as a pilot just to sort of assess how, you know, your drinking would be. So it's hoped that this will be used for National Alcohol Awareness Week at the end of March. So we have some publicity photographs then of the launch of the prayer book. So again, just done in the main sort of, we would call it the Whittaker area of the college, and it was again a main thoroughfare. So again, it highlighted the role of the Archbishop's Drug Initiative, and with Bishop Eamon down for the morning as well. So taking it forward then, as chaplains that are maybe here, how can you adopt this in your own environment? First things first, I would say create community. You know, people are involved, people that feel part of it. Also, extend that invitation. I was in that fortunate position in which I could say, would you like to be welcomed into DKIT? Likewise, I could also, with the other hand, welcome students to be involved. So you have that sort of two-handed approach there. But I suppose if we really wanted to take it further, no one better than Pope Francis himself. And again, he says here, an evangelizing community knows that the Lord has taken the initiative. He has loved us first, and therefore we can move forward, boldly taking the initiative, go out to others, seek those who have fallen away, and stand at the crossroads and welcome the outcast. We had a celebration in Newry on Monday evening of youth ministry within the diocese, and the guest speaker spoke about, even with youth ministry, getting those that are outside of the box involved. And certainly within a college community, for us that was enabling the media society, it was maybe enabling sports students or whatever, not the ones that are at mass every week or at mass within the college, because you'll have them, but it's the others that you sort of take in that will actually feel part of the community, and therefore sort of it replicates. And very much a college community is like a mini parish, you know, because you have that sense of element. So again, our work has touched on those that wouldn't normally be at mass sort of on a Sunday. As I said, challenge those that have the gifts. And if you want your PRO, there's a very good poster here. So it says, again from Pope Francis, Dear young people, do not bury your talents, the gifts that God has given you, and do not be afraid to dream great things. So if you're looking for volunteers, that's a great way of getting them to use their talents and getting them to share their gifts. There's more to education than their academic studies. And so it's therefore good to use your gifts. And just finally, just as a word of, I suppose, encouragement, as I said, take the first step. Be involved and be supportive. Bear fruit and rejoice. So thanks very much, everybody.